Okay, everybody, time to take the crown again. I played another conspiracy draft, and I won another draft, so I figured I'll share the deck. Oddly enough, I ended up drafting blue and black again, so not a lot of diversity in the cards I've gotten from draft. So Assemble the Rank and File was really good in my deck. It's a conspiracy, meaning if you're not familiar, you should go look this up, but not part of your actual 40 card count. Just has an effect throughout the game. So I attached this to my 3 Omen speakers. These were really good cards to just throw out and use the Scry 2 ability. And then it's a 1/3 for decent defense, but in the late game you just use it to block, pay your 1, and get another zombie out, which is a little bit better than a 1/3. So I've got these 3. Then I had the 3 Sinuous Vermin. Why I like this card and prioritized it is basically the monstrosity. I like cards that give you something to do with your mana later, especially in draft or sealed formats. So you can use your mana to put 3/1/1 counters on it and give it Menace, which I did do to some effect with these 3. I think I played 2 of them in the game. Shipwreck Singer did come out and make an appearance again. I had this in my last draft. It was really good against any type of aggro. I'd force them to attack with something and then kill it with this ability. Better in the late game than the early game, but still good to just force something smaller in to attack that's basically going to die to anything that any of the players have out. I did draft the Illusionary Informant. Not so much so I could do the whole draft stuff where you can force someone to show you a card. It's fine. That's fine. That's part of it. But mostly I wanted a 1/3 flyer that can get in early and help me take the Monarchy from people. Speaking of being the Monarch, Garrulous Sycophant made an appearance ×2. So this guy is really good. If you're the Monarch, you get to have opponents lose a life and you gain a life at the end of your end step, as long as you're the Monarch. Now in this particular round, I actually decided to stop becoming the Monarch because an opponent had the card, I forget what it's called, but whenever he became the Monarch, an opponent would have to sacrifice a creature, and he kept picking me. So if I like took the Monarch from him, then he would just take it back and kill a creature automatically. It was really a bad cycle. So I just let him keep the Monarch and won the game by him drawing all of his cards, because he had several other draw effects. Skittering Crustacean is a great one also for the monstrosity. I did get this thing monstrosified, which is the word that you're supposed to use. And so this thing became, what, a 6/7? It's hard to deal with. Thorn of the Black Rose is how I planned on becoming the Monarch, and the Death Touch was nice. Cloaked Siren I took a couple of just to get some more flying in, and the Flash is not, is nothing, what's the word I'm trying to say? There's like a phrase people say. The Flash was not insignificant. Mnemonic Wall is one of my favorite cards in this type of deck, and you'll see why. So returning an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand is huge in draft because you might only get a few removal spells, but here you can use them again. I wished I'd gotten more of those guys. Coveted Peacock. I was excited to play this until my opponent forced me to discard it. And this was my first pick, first pack, Avatar of Woe. Awesome card. Never got to cast it, so really disappointed there. But basically it costs 6 less, so it's basically 2 black for a 6/5 with Fear, which is an effect that basically says it cannot be blocked except by artifacts, creatures, or black creatures. And you can tap it to destroy a target creature. So my plan was, oh boy, I've got this Avatar of Woe, and guess what? I also drafted, where'd it go? Diabolic Tutor. So I can actually find the Avatar of Woe. That gives me 2 chances to find it. Well, I had to discard the Diabolic Tutor. You know, there's that card that each opponent discards 2 cards. Got that used in our game twice. I lost a couple of good things. Regicide was a bomb for me. It's a 1 mana destroy target creature. The only caveat is that it can only be one of 3 colors that are chosen as you draft the card. But I got it in the 3rd pack, so it was pretty clear to me what everyone around me was drafting, and even some of the people further away from me, just because you're revealing so many cards in the set. So Regicide was highly sought after for me. I used it to kill a bomb, then I got it back with Mnemonic Wall and killed it something else. Then I also had Murder, very good. Deathwing, basically another removal. And Desertion, which is an awesome card, and used to steal one of the cards that someone had to reveal. So they revealed that one. There's a card that you reveal, and then you start giving it abilities of other cards as you remove those cards from the draft. So this guy had out his, I think it was a 4/4, so nothing special there, but it had flying and vigilance and death touch, all because of the draft effect. So I just countered that and stole it, and that ended up being very good for me. Into the Void I like, 4 mana to return 2 creatures to their owner's hands. It helps a lot. Diabolic Tutor, good card. Had to discard it, so I didn't use it. And my camera wants me to take a picture of this guy's face. You know how your camera sometimes will put a little square around the face, like, hey, don't forget to frame their face. Well, there's your face, buddy. Look at it. Anyway, have fun, guys, playing Magic. It's a fun game. It's awesome. Do the draft with Conspiracy. You won't regret it, and you won't soon forget it. Bye.